Hello everyone, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Bambang Triadi Putra. I am from class 5TC. So today I will present my midterm project in English syntax, which is talk about properties of syntax, the morphological, semantic, and syntactic analysis of the sentence, and then about phrase structure examples, and the last about constituent tests. So let's start the presentations. So the first one is about definition of syntax. What is syntax? Syntax is the study of how words combine to form sentence. It focuses on sentence structure, word order, and grammatical relationship between words. Every language follows certain patterns. For example, English use the SVO patterns, which means it's subject, verb, and object. And then syntax help us not only understand how sentences are formed, but also how we can create new sentence correctly by following these rules. So the next is main properties of syntax. Syntax has three main properties. The first one is hierarchy, recursion, and structure dependence. The first one, hierarchies. Sentences are organized in levels, words form phrase. Phrase form clause, and clause form sentence. For examples, sentence: the students of the University of Mataram are studying in the library. Here we can see several levels of structure that make up the full sentence. The second, about recursions. Recursions means that a sentence can expand identically by adding clauses. For example, the lecturer said that the students believe that the exam will be difficult. This sentence can keep expanding because clause can be embedded within other clause. And then the third is structure dependence. It's about grammar depends on the structure of a sentence, not just word order. For example, is the boy sleeping? The auxiliary is moves to the front based on grammatical structure, not just because it is the first verb. These three properties make syntax complex and interesting to study. So the next is about the morphological, semantic, and syntactic analysis of the sentence. I chose sentence: the cat jumped on the tables. Here each word is analyzed from three aspects. The first one, word the. In morphological, it's a determiner. Semantical, it shows definitive. And syntactically, it specifies the noun. And word cat in morphological, it's a noun. In semantically, it's represent an animate again. In syntactical, it functions as the subject. And jump in morphological, it's a verb in past form based with a. Semantical, it's express emotions event, and in syntactically, it's act as the predicate. Word on morphological set is prepositions, and semantical it's so spatial relations. In syntactical, it's the head of the propositional phrase. Then word table, morphological is a noun. Semantical it refers to an inanimate object, and in syntactical it is the object of the prepositions. So overall, this analysis helps us see how each word contributes meaning and grammatical functions to the sentence. The next about phrase structure examples. Now let's look at some phrase structure examples. I chose the first sentence: she closed the door quietly. Here, she is the subject. and close the door quietly is the predicate. Then the second sentence, lobes make the world go around. In this one, lobe is the subject and makes the world go around is the verb phrase. And third is she smiled and walked away. This sentence shows a compound predicate. There are two actions joined by the word and. These examples show that sentences are made up of smaller phrases that fit together according to grammatical rules. Let's talk about constituent tests. These tests help us to find out which part of a sentence functions as a single grammatical unit or constituents. Let's take the first sentence. He waited at the bus stop. This have a substitution test. We can replace he with name like John and at the bus stop with there. The sentence remains grammatical, so both are constituents. In movement test, we can move the phrase sentence at the bus stop. He waited. This shows the phrase at the bus stop moves as one unit. In clipping test, we can also say it was at the bus stop that he waited. This proves at the bus stop is a constituent. Now, in other example, sentence the rain stopped suddenly. We can move a word suddenly to the front, become suddenly the rain stopped. That tells us suddenly forms an adverb phrase. So by using this sentence, we can see the internal structure of the sentence. So about constituents test result, the first substitution test. This test works when we can replace a group of words with another word or phrase without changing the sentence structure. For example, in the sentence, he can be replaced by the man or him, showing that it's one noun phrase. Also, at the bus stop can be replaced by their meaning. It acts as one proportional phrase, so both are independent constituents. It can be independent constituents. Next, about the movement test. If we move at the bus stop to the front, at the bus stop, he wait. It's still correct, so this phrase can move as a unit. However, we cannot move he to another position. Like he waited at the bus stop. Sounds wrong. This doesn't mean he is not a constituent. It just shows English does not usually move subject. Now we talk about the clipping test. We can say in the sentence, it was he who waited at the bus stop, or it was at the bus stop that he waited. Both are grammatical, so both he and the bus stop are constituents. So the last is about reflections. What did I have learned about syntax from this project? So in this project, help me understand that syntax is a systematic, hierarchical, and meaningful part of language structure. It connects grammar, meaning, and communications. I learned that syntactic analysis is not only about labeling words, but it's about understanding the deep structure that governs how we produce and interpret sentences. This knowledge is essential for linguistic analysis, language teaching, and then improving grammatical awareness in both native and second language learning context. And then it's very important to learn about English syntax. Which part of the project was most challenges for me and why? I think the most challenging part of this project was the constituent test sessions. At the first, It seems simple to identify phrase within a sentence, but applying the different tests such as substitutions, movement, and coordination, and clipping was actually quite complex. Each test works differently depending on the sentence structures, and not all of them produce clear results. For example, there are some noun phrases could easily pass the substitutions test by using pronouns, but failed in the movement or clapping test because the sentence became ungrammatical or unnatural. This made it difficult to decide whether a group of words truly functioned as a single constituent. And then last, how does syntax analysis help in understand language more deeply? Okay, I will explain this is about syntax analysis. Syntax analysis helps us understand language more deeply by revealing the underlying structure that organize words into meaningful sentences. It shows that language is not just a random collection of words, but a system governed by rules and relationship between elements like nouns, verbs, and phrase. Through synthetic analysis, we can see how meaning changes depending on word order, hierarchy, and grammatical relations. We can take examples in the sentence, the cat kissed the dog, differs from the dog kissed the cat. This process also highlights how language convey meanings through structure, not only through vocabulary. And then for language learners and teachers, syntax analysis is valuable because it explains why certain sentences are grammatical while others are not, and how native speakers intuitively form correct patterns. It also connects grammar to real communications by showing how ideas are organized, emphasize, or relate with a sentence.